Hello, welcome to Spartan Hour with Ethan Weiss. I'm your host, Ethan Weiss. With me today is Evalyn Rosha. Evalyn is a manager for the girls' flag football team. She's involved in DECA and the Orno Business Venture Club. She's also a student senator and plays volleyball and golf. Welcome in, Evalyn.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How's it going today?
Going pretty well. Really excited for the weekend and prom coming up.
Okay, let's talk about this weekend. So, you're a manager for the girls' flag football team.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend is obviously last weekend, but it's this weekend when we record it.
Yeah.
But there's a match, a game.
Yeah, so Orono's hosting this weekend, and I believe they play Minnetonka and Wayzata again, but I could be wrong. And it's kind of like a homecoming because we're hosting, so hopefully we get a big crowd for that. And we have gone 1-1 with Minnetonka, and we've lost to Wayzata. Oh, I think it's Hopkins for one of them. But yeah, hopefully the girls can come and show out again. We had a few players injured and gone for the last couple weeks, so hopefully we'll be at full strength this weekend.
So, how has the season gone up to this point? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so our first weekend went actually really well. We went 2-0, so undefeated for our first weekend ever, which was really exciting. We played some really good teams like Hopkins with Delia Diggs and Minnetonka, who actually went to state last year for this sport. And both teams have been playing this sport for a few years now. And this is our inaugural season at Orono. So it was really exciting to come and show out there. And then since then, I believe we lost both games the next weekend against Wayzata and Minnetonka. Wayzata is a really competitive team, and they're really great competitors, so it's going to be interesting to see if we can overcome that. And then last weekend, we beat Osseo and lost to Cooper Armstrong, I believe. So I think we're 3-3 right now, and I think we're going to go up from here.
Okay. So, as a manager, you don't play, but can you describe what you do?
Yeah, so I mainly take attendance at games. I run the Instagram, so I'm filming highlights of the players and kind of getting marketing out and getting the word out there that our team does exist and showing how good we are, especially for it being our first season, trying to get fans out there. And I think the players' favorite activity that I do is I play music at all the practices. So Bruner actually donated a large JBL party box speaker that I lug down to the field for each practice, and I can play music and try to keep everyone like having fun during practices.
Okay, so you mentioned that it's the inaugural season.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Riley Teal, Rachel Johnson, and I kind of helped like co-start this. It was mainly Riley. She's been working on this for years with Bruner and pushing him to start it to become a sport. So all the credit really goes to her. And then earlier this winter, I believe she texted and was like, "Hey, like I need some people to come meet with me with Bruner if any of you guys want to come." And Rachel and I went, and the three of us sort of talked through the logistics with Bruner, finding it was way before we found a coach. So finding a coach, finding other coaches. I think we have 5 or 6 coaches now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then practice times, game times, who we would play, jerseys, all of that.
So, what made it happen this year versus maybe last year or 2 years ago if this has been in the works for so long?
Yeah, I think for one, Riley's argument started getting really good of how many other schools in our area do it. She also was getting the word out really well. She was asking people, "Hey, would you do this? Would you do that?" And she ultimately sent out a form, or Bruner sent out a form, like an interest form, and the amount of responses we got back was very, very high. And so that was really exciting and interesting, and just kind of putting focus on it because I think for the past few years it's been on the back burner. And so really the interest was a really big thing, and then finding coaches, like once we had all that locked down, then we could really move forward.
Okay, and something interesting about flag football is that it's not MSHSL sanctioned, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's technically a student-led activity, which allows us to have our games on Sundays, and we practice actually from 8 to 9:30 every night, which is pretty late, and you can't do that if you're an MSHSL sport.
So, do you like that it's not sanctioned by MSHSL?
Yes, I think there's definitely perks of obviously being sanctioned, but having the sort of weird hours does allow for many more girls to play this sport. Like if it was a regular sport that had practice times from 3 to 5, then our lacrosse players, golf players, any spring sport, they couldn't play it at all. And then also it would make it much more difficult to find a time for games because they're on Sundays. Like usually people don't really have anything else besides church in the morning. So everyone can make it out to play on the weekends.
So you have a lot of people on the team who play multiple sports.
Oh, yeah, I think almost at least half are multi-sport athletes, and I think there's a few girls who don't play any other sports, but having it not being a sanctioned sport definitely helps a lot of the girls who play.
Why do so many of the girls want to play it if they're already involved in something else? What draws them to it?
I think the sanction thing goes hand in hand. It's just like more of a, oh, this is so fun. Like there's no pressure. I don't need to always perform my best. And the lack of pressure, like there's not going to be any coaches watching you. No one's going to get upset at you if you're not doing so well, which I know is not always the case for other sports. And also, like, it's just something fun and new to try with your friends. Like, there's not really any downsides of playing.
It's just for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then you've got your doubleheader this weekend,
Yeah.
and then next weekend is the playoffs, right?
Yeah, so then it's Memorial Day weekend and then the playoffs. And after playoffs, I think June 8th is state. And so that would be really fun to make it there. But we have to beat some pretty tough teams to get there. But I think we could probably do it.
How do the playoffs work exactly?
Yeah, I don't quote me on this, but I think if you keep winning, you keep moving on. And then if you lose, you're just out. I think it's a lot like other sports like that.
Do you know how many games you have to win?
I want to say 2 or 3, but I could be totally wrong.
And if you make it to state, do we have school off?
We'll already be out of school by then.
Okay.
But maybe we'll throw a party or something. I don't know.
All right. We didn't have too many days off this year. It's really disappointing.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for football for pulling through, but
no one else. Okay. Do you see the sport continuing in the future as, something that stays at Orono? It's not just 1 or 2 seasons and then it's over?
Yeah, I for sure foresee it moving on. I know there's already talk about things that we're going to do differently next year. We're going to keep things mostly the same, but having more experience under our belt obviously makes things a lot easier. And I think our junior class is definitely going to keep moving on with it and keep pushing it and getting the word out and getting more people to play. But also the sophomore class is also really good, and I can foresee them also following in our footsteps and keeping the sport alive.
Sounds wonderful. Okay, so let's talk about another activity you're in. You do DECA.
Yeah.
You already had ICDCs and state. Can you tell me exactly what you do, how all that went now that it's over?
So I did a project and principles of entrepreneurship. And for our project, we did international business. So we took a company, we did Aura Ring actually, and we put it in India. We put it in India and just kind of looked at the international business situation there, like how would we make money? How would we hire people? How would this work? And go through all of the logistics for the company. And we got second in our section at districts. And then at state, we did not move on. But it was a really cool project and really cool experience. I worked with Rachel Johnson and Carly Roush, and we were able to work so well as a group. And I was really proud of the work that we did do. As for my individual role, I did principles of entrepreneurship, and there's 2 parts of it. There's a role play and a test. And for the test, I actually medaled at state for a high test score, and I got 5th place at state for my role play. And in the role play, you get a prompt that you have to answer. So you fill in the role of like an owner. They're kind of random topics, actually. Like, I was the owner of a barbecue restaurant for one. That was my state role play. And you have to explain, like, business management, how to connect with customers. It depends on the prompt. And then you have to complete the performance indicators and weave those performance indicators into your role play.
Okay, so you obviously did very well.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you wear the Aura ring a lot? I don't really see a lot of that.
Yeah, I got the Oura ring for state to try to show our judge, and it didn't really work that well because our judge already had an Oura ring.
Oh, okay.
But I like it a lot, and I don't have to think about it ever. It stayed charged for a long time, but I like it. I don't know if you need to buy the Oura ring, like the brand. You can probably find some cheaper ones that would do the same thing, but.
All right. So you're also in the Orno Business Venture Club, which is a function of DECA, but it's not your DECA project. How exactly does that work?
So I believe it was a DECA project done by Sarah Henkelman and Coco McNay, and I'm not entirely sure what their project was on, but they started this club, and it's actually been very beneficial for anyone in business. I know a few of my friends are in it, so a few things that they did, they bring in people high up in businesses and sort of talk through how they got to that stage in their career. And then they also do workshops on how Orno students can build their business career. So I know for one, they built a LinkedIn account and like had us grow our own LinkedIn and gave us tips about that. But otherwise, it's just like a great outlet for networking and, yeah, just learning about business as a whole.
And so you go to the meetings. Okay. You do golf?
Yeah.
This is your first season doing golf?
Correct, yeah.
You enjoying it?
I did enjoy it, yeah. I am not very good. I had never played 9 holes before the season started, and so it was definitely an adjustment of it's a very angering sport if you're not doing well. And there's an app that you can track everyone else's scores in too. So people will come up to you and be like, they'll know your score, and it's kind of frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
But I ended up doing a lot better at the end of the season. I had 2 meets this week, Monday and Wednesday. And the Monday meet went pretty well, I'd say. And the Wednesday meet, I think, also went well. I don't really remember it, but it's really fun, and it's a great way to make new friends and try something new. So I would recommend joining.
Why did you decide to join?
So my boyfriend, Anders, he is really big into golf. He's been playing golf since freshman year, and he thought it would be something that I would like to do. And there was kind of just no downsides of joining. So I was like, sure, why not something new?
And you obviously liked it. Are you going to do it next year as well?
Yeah. I'm really excited for next year because hopefully I will have played more than one game of 9 holes by that time. So I will have a little bit more experience and should be better by then, I would hope.
Okay. Another sport you do, you've done this one for more than a year, is volleyball. Tell me about volleyball.
Yeah, so I joined volleyball in 4th grade, and so it's been a long time playing. I play club this year and my freshman and 8th grade years, and that's really fun, but it's very time consuming. Takes up almost all of your weekends, like from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, Saturday, every weekend in the spring. And I'm really excited for my senior season coming up. I think we've kind of been in a rut for the past couple years, but I think this year will be better because we're all used to playing with each other, and it's just like our last chance to go all out.
What do you mean by you've been in a rut? Not you as in you use the team.
No, yeah. We are in a very difficult section. We play BSM, who are the state champions, and we have 4 or 5 teams in our section that are top 10 in the state, which is really difficult to move past. And like Mound, Delano, BSM, I'm forgetting the other ones, but it's a really strong section and conference, so it's really difficult to make it past sections. So our record isn't usually too great.
But you think you're going to do better next year?
I think so, yes.
Any specific reasons why?
For one, last year, all but 3 players had never been on varsity before. So it was a big change jumping from JV to varsity games, especially when you're playing girls who are committed to colleges for their skills. And we didn't have anyone on our team like that. And we have really strong players. We have Emma Vinton. She's a freshman. She is really very scary to be passing her balls. And our team kind of works really well together. Especially now we've already played a season together. We lost 4 seniors, and which isn't that bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so hopefully this year we'll just continue off of last year and go up from there.
Sounds wonderful. Okay, one last thing. Your student senator prom is this week. Any final reminders for people?
Have fun. And are there anything I should be reminding people of?
I'm asking you. Okay. I can try and answer that question.
Aren't you on Senate too?
I am on Senate. So you should get out after 4th hour on Friday so you can go get ready for prom. I don't know, I guess it takes people that long to do. And then there's the Grand March that takes place from 6 to 7. You should get there by 5:30. If you're participating in it, or if you're just a spectator like a parent, you should be there by 5:45. And then prom itself, the dance, happens immediately after the Grand March, maybe 9 or 10.
It was later, but I don't know.
Okay, around there.
At the Met.
The Metropolitan Ballroom. I've never been there before, have you?
Mm-mm.
I like Good Day Cafe, which is in that building. Have you gone there before?
Mm-mm.
They have really good French fries.
Good to know. Maybe I'll try some this weekend.
It's not as I'm sure it's not as good though as the food at the Metropolitan. I mean, if you're paying $120,
yeah. What dinner did you get?
chicken.
I think I did the same.
I eat a lot of chicken and a lot of turkey usually. I don't think I've even ever had steak before.
In your life?
Nope.
Interesting.
What did you get?
I think I also got the chicken. I was pretty indecisive about it. I couldn't choose.
Big decisions. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
Nope, I think that's all.
All right. Thank you for joining us today, Evalyn. This has been Spartan Hour with Ethan Weiss.